Welcome back to the Messy Desk. You may have been wondering where the heck is the final flip through for the Craftoween journal. Well, it's here now. Kind of. We need to do a couple of things first. We're going to add something to the cover, and I'm going to add some dangles to the center of each signature. Last year, Janie over at the Crafting Bookworm sent me some beads and trinkets that were Halloween themed, and I've got them separated into little piles here. Apologies for the messy desk. I know it's not super great to look at, but I needed to I don't know. My desk is just messy sometimes, or all the time. Anyway, I've got these separated into little piles. I have 5 signatures in the journal, so I put 5 piles. And when I originally made the journal and sewed in the signatures, I wanted to leave long tails to add beads and such, but I had an issue with the thread on one of the signatures, so I ended up just chopping all of them to be super short, but I've come up with a solution to fix that. So I have cut some lengths of purple thread. These are the same color or very close to. 3 of them are the same color that I used to sew in the signatures originally, and then I had to look for 2 pieces of purple thread that were as close as I could possibly get in my stash because I didn't quite have enough. But we're going to use these to add some beads to the middle of each signature. So we might as well dive on in. I'm going to move these piles to a different spot because they're right in the middle of where I need to be setting things to work. Here we are at the center of my first signature, and this doesn't want to stay open very well. I'm going to hold it down with some tape. I am going to put a needle on the pieces of thread just because it's a little bit easier to work through beads and stuff. Some of the beads have larger openings than others and such. It's just easier for me to do it that way. All right, needle is in the thread. So first thing we're going to do is slide it through the middle, and it's going to hang on the knot there. And then I'm going to run it through the top of this cutie. We've got 2 jack-o'-lanterns that are hooked together. Now it's pulled on this, so you can see it's gone completely out of frame. I want to even up the threads so that they're the same length here. And then I'm going to do a knot here. All right, so they're hanging off properly. We're going to add this charm here. I don't know where Janie found all this stuff, but she sent me like a whole box of goodies and stuff for my birthday last year. It was so sweet. All right, so we've got our 2 charms for the first signature. So I'll hold this up at the bottom so you can see they're hanging out below. And we're just going to repeat the process with the other signatures. There they are. Look at all of these gorgeous dangles. I know the picture ones are kind of catching the glare. I'm sorry. What can you do? We need to address the cover as well. And what I have is this black glittery paper and this butterfly that we cut out of the masterboard we had made. So I think this is what I want to put on there. I was originally going to do another black butterfly out of this glittery stuff, but it was still too hard to see the black, and there was like no contrast between these two things. Having said that, this covers up a lot of the cover fabric. I'm also wondering, do I need to cover this? But I kind of don't want to. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Let's just do it. The more I overthink it, the worse things are gonna get. So we will glue it down. Alright, this glue needs to dry, and I am going to put something heavy on top of it, like a heavy book or something, and let it really dry well. But that's going to be it for what the cover looks like. So we're going to do a final flip through, and then I'll go get this really setting and drying. And I'm going to add the caveat that it's a final, in quotation marks, flip through, because there are quite a few pages that could have more things added to it, so I might go back and add more things in later. But for now, here is your final flip through. All right, there we have it. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watched, who liked the videos, who commented throughout the process of Craftoween. I mixed things up a little bit differently with the advent calendar and the prompts this year, and the way that I film the videos. So I kind of liked that, but I also really enjoyed doing the daily videos the last couple years. So you guys let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas, suggestions, theme ideas, color ideas, anything at all for future Craftoweens, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.